here. The second game is fairly similar, and the third game is in 3D. And if you've ever wanted to vomit before, I highly suggest playing the 3D one. You know, so if you're feeling like you might have eaten something questionable, instead of waiting for that to be processed and, you know, get sick from that, just play Peggy the Peach 3 and you'll be solid, okay? Absolutely solid for days. Wait, is this Quickman? Oh, good. It's Pharaoh Man. I'm happy. Much happier than I could have been. No, I am not playing Quickman because Quickman is my nemesis, and I don't cater to nemeses. Nemesi. What? That's a lie. Okay, Nightbot is lying. Right there. Ooh, people are gonna defend Red Queen Belaya. So here's the deal, okay? This game, Peggy the Peach, the manual was given out. We did have this earlier in Kusogrand3, and I want to share a picture with you all, because this is a picture from the manual, right there. Check it out. Okay, that is the controller for this console. It's the best controller, okay? It's so good. Oh, let's see. Where's the manual? Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's definitely got an ergonomic design. Yeah, for all you lefties out there, this is the game for you. The most important game that we've ever had. It does look a little bit uncomfortable, I'll say. It's definitely not like the most well-designed controller in the world, but at least it's got buttons. I mean, you can't say that about every controller. It's a little sad that you can't say that about every controller that they should. Oh my gosh, this intro is so good as well. I'm just seeing the intro on Mikan's screen, and it's top notch. I'm so excited. No, Mikans, it's okay. I'm capturing you right now, so it's fine. So, Cadus, do you actually have a link to the manual? I would love to see that sometime. Okay. The manual is several PNGs zipped in with the game. Well, okay, that might be a little bit hard to view then. Goodbye, Tower of Heaven, and hello, Peggy the Peach. I hear no audio. I'm sure he will turn it on. No, we're not quite ready. We're still waiting for John to go live. He's... Oh, wow. Turning that down a little bit. You know what? Mikan is actually asking if they can reset in order to show us the lore. So let's go ahead and push this live. This is what we have so far. Okay, and you really need to hear the lore. The title screen is solid. So good. Jujai! The lore is rich. Maisie Ann.
Welcome to the planet Geona, a place where dreams live. Here we find a pretty peach by name of Peggy, and she loves gems. Speaking of gems, there is one gem with the power to maintain harmony and good dreams. It is the Ruby of Tranquility. One stormy night, a giant witch by name of Shatrella destroyed the ruby. The fragments scattered throughout the planet, and the darkness loomed over the joy that once reigned. Peggy liked the ruby and the happiness it brought. She vowed to find all the rubies, and as for the witch, Peggy had a great evil to punish. Using her keen senses, Peggy knew that the fragments resided somewhere in the 12 regions of the planet. Each one presented great ordeals to overcome. Go, Peggy. Locate the rubies and defeat the vile villain.
Here she is. Go, Peggy, go! Oh. Oh, I love this game, okay? Oh, hey, Pwexel, how you doing?
Oh, good. Now that, I guess other people get to experience the joy of Peggy the Peach as well.
Oh, wait, did you play this?
This was the game that took me out of the tournament, in fact.
Oh, I feel so sorry.
It's a good note to go out on, though. I did unironically enjoy playing this game for an hour.
Good. I'm glad to hear. It's certainly an experience. I love watching this game. I think it's a blast.
Yeah, it certainly makes for a better watch than that 3D version you were playing afterwards, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, I still need to beat the third game. I've gotten through a few of the stages and only got motion sickness after a couple hours.
Well, I guess that says something.
I've never really gotten motion sickness from video games, though, so it's powerful.
Dang.
I fully recommend everybody go check out Peggy the Peach 3 sometime.
I think I have a game to recommend for you, then, if you can survive Peggy the Peach 3. Have you ever heard of Mohawk and Headphone Jack?
Oh, yeah. We've had that in Kusogrand3 before.
Hmm.
And I know that's a PJ game. It's I think I made Essentia play that, actually.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm not. It was pretty fantastic. Okay, so right now it looks like Proton John is trying to get the game working, first off, because he's got Windows 10, I do too. I didn't really have any problems getting things running, but I've heard
Yeah, I
weird
didn't
things
really have
about
trouble
this.
getting the game to run. I found it much more playable using Joy-to-Key than the intended controls, though.
Okay. Oh, we are hearing you breathe a little bit.
Let me fiddle with my mic, then.
Yeah. I don't mind. It makes me feel like I'm outside, you know. Nice summer breeze. Doesn't really, but... Oh, jeez. I just love looking at this because obviously some of this was hand-drawn, and it looks like they just took a pair of scissors and cut the different graphics out. Especially Peggy.
All that's missing is a line of children's storybooks featuring Peggy the Peach and Dontrell the Dolphin and friends.
Dontrell? What a name. My name's Dontrell. Okay, as we are waiting, I can spoil some things because Peggy has multiple friends. Maddie Maple, Ballman, yeah, Dontrell the Dolphin, May the Dolphin. Okay, I think that they're boyfriend, girlfriend, something like that. And then enemies, you have Blockhead, Chombone, Flitter, Flame Goon, Chili, Bad Trell, Chomp, Grimmy, Coot, Brimma the Troll, Galasar. Ooh, that's my favorite so far.
Ooh.
Mr. Grim is one of the enemies. Mr. and Mrs. Coatl. Mackie Macy. I don't know what that means. Lips.
I think probably my single favorite thing about the whole game, though, was the sound effects when bosses die.
Oh, yeah.
Those
They're
are pretty
just
powerful.
Everything in this game is pretty powerful, Plexel. Oh my gosh, I'm just browsing through stuff. Like, he obviously put a lot of work into some of this. And he has multiple artists. I don't know if they're real, though. He also has minstrels. Other... Like, I don't know, because here's the deal. He created his own language, which I think is called Trell. But for some reason, all of the credits here are credited to Trells. Oh my gosh. Trellish. Oh, it's Trellish. 404 Human Error, thank you for those bits. Come join, like Trell, Lauki, Yojo Trell. I have no idea if that's a real person. I'm betting most of this was just made by the author, who named the dolphin after himself, mind you, because his last name is Dontrell. You know, there are only a few games that we've had that have given me existential dread, but this is one of them. This and... oh, I'm trying to think. Hardhead, or Hapthead, if you want to call it that.
I will say that the way the title screen starts is pretty legit nightmare fuel. Between the face turning around and the sound effect it makes.
Oh yeah? Here I am!
Yep.
See, I could have voiced Peggy. Oh, your ears. Wow. Okay, so it looks like he has gotten the game running, and he's cropping it. He'll be live in a few. Okay, so we're getting pretty close to having John go live. Oh my gosh, this music. So Plexel, what's been up in your life? I haven't seen you... no, I see you drop by occasionally. What are you playing these days?
Past 2 weeks or so, I've been mostly just taking it easy, since after a little bit of marathon burnout between SGDQ and then RTA in Japan online, which were both a lot of fun, but just been taking it easy with FF4 randomizer and finishing my 4-job Fiesta.
Oh, cool.
Deciding what I want to speedrun next.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've been going and trying to find some RPGs recently. Now, there are a couple that I want to just try a little bit. I think I'm gonna give
one of them's Chrono Trigger, right?
I think Final Fantasy VII on the NES. I'd rather do that than Chrono Trigger. Personally. I don't think...
Faizu did say he was thinking about Chrono Trigger, too.
Who was?
Faizu.
Oh, yeah, it's a it's a game. I was just about to say it's a good game, but it's not, because I had to get to level 99 in order to beat the final boss, and I don't see any way to work around that. Quaxel.
That's unfortunate then.
Yeah, we'll see.
I need more Pokemons in my Chrono Trigger life.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, I know everybody who's watching, there are GDQ submissions. Are they opening today?
It's late night tonight, I want to say.
Late night tonight, so get your submissions ready. Sometime either today or throughout next week, I'm going to get some videos with commentary prepared. That way we can get those submitted, and hopefully, yeah, we want a really good bad game block.
Yep.
Quaxel, you don't play bad games. I mean, you do. You played Peggy the Peach, but other than that...
maybe someday. There is. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I will say that there is a game that was in a Kusogrand3 match that I am seriously thinking about learning to speedrun.
Oh, ooh, I'm really curious. If it's not Peggy the Peach, though, then I'll be so disappointed.
I will say I did unironically enjoy playing it for an hour, and I think some of the controls and movement physics look like they'd make for an interesting speedrun.
Oh yeah,
like the jumping, especially because of how much control you have over your how you can start and stop dashing in the middle of the jump, which is pretty goofy, but also pretty interesting as far as platforming.
It's so good. Yeah, I tried. I played it just a little bit on my own, and there has to be some really good movement tech in Peggy the Peach. Okay, Proton John is asking a little bit, does he need to know how to save the game? Do you recall saving it all, or that being important at all?
I don't remember it being important. It might have been something the game asked me to do between stages or something that I just said okay, but I honestly can't remember ever needing to load a save during the match.
Yeah, I do remember the unlimited retries throughout there. It takes a little while to retry. Let's see, it looks like Mikan's has a load function.
Yeah, I remember deaths in this game being pretty costly, actually, as far as how much progress you lose.
Yeah, in some ways.
I mean, are we allowed to talk about stuff, or are the
Not
players
quite yet.
still
Let's go
listening
ahead
to us? Okay.
Like, if it's in the manual, we can probably mention it, but I would hesitate to talk about too much more.
Okay.
Which egg?
I would hope the manual would tell you what the objective for each stage is, but since I'll hold off until we actually get started then.
Wow, that hint. Ha ha ha. It's a good... Climb it to find them. This is so good. Everything about this game is precious. Egg-laying menace. Watch out for the egg-laying menace. Thank you, chat. I love you all too. Oh, okay. You didn't miss the start. We are currently waiting for Proton John to go live. He was having a couple... Oh, and it looks like he's just going live. So in a couple minutes, I will be able to capture him, and then we will have the stream going. This music's driving you crazy? Just you wait. Because
I remember those moving gems on the title screen murdering my bitrate too.
oh yeah,
streaming this
like
game.
I'm surprised that the bitrate is staying as good as it is right now. Oh, you did get here just in time. Come, everybody, come and join the stream and get ready for some Peggy the Peach. Part of it was tech issues and part of it was cat issues. We had both of those tales. I don't have a cat, so I don't have that part to mess with. Okay, I'm starting to not like the music anymore. I'm kind of done with it.
Well, could be worse. Could be the listening to the title screen theme of Spider-Man 3 for like 40 minutes.
Oh
or
my
however long
gosh.
it was.
That one was pretty special. Oh.
With the seasickness scrolling.
Oh yeah, it's just he bobs up and down for forever.
Forever, yep, because there's
far
no
as-
demo or story or anything that happens if you leave it running.
Yeah, he just is very excited to be Spider-Man. Okay, I think John is going to be showing up in just a tiny bit. Oh yeah, why would the music loop, chat? You know, you're asking a lot of Peggy the Peach. Darn it, now I'm really curious what game you're thinking about speedrunning.
Only time will tell.
Unless you're like, never mind, scratch that idea. Bad idea.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility too.
Huh, does Proton John not have the scrolling diamonds on his loading screen for some reason? Because let me go ahead and show what I'm seeing.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, that's really weird. The game looks
I hope his computer is powerful enough to handle the powers of Peggy the Peach.
You need a new computer, John. Yeah, it looks like Kate is going to have them go into stage 1 just to make sure that the game looks the same for both of them. I know, too many pixels. Get ready. I'm sorry. Everybody's reactions. I'm loving it. We've got an hour of this. We haven't even started. Okay, I'm thinking, because this is a weird game, weird's putting it lightly, there is the potential for some issues.
I mean, they look the same to me now that they've actually started the first stage.
Jeff, are you here? Is there a problem with the Windows 10 version? I'm typing that right now. Is there a problem with the Windows 10 version? I think that's.
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? That's kind of. I think when I played this, Jeff had me play the Windows 7 version.
I think so.
Even though I have Windows 10, he said to play the Windows 7 version instead. And I remember it running fine on my Windows 10 PC. Well, as fine as Peggy the Peach can be, relatively.
Okay, so it looks like we definitely need to go with the Windows 7 version. Yeah, we're chilling a little bit, getting everything ready. Apparently the Windows 10 version has messed up graphics. Okay. That's okay. You know, every once in a while it takes a little while to get things set up, especially if it's an obscure game like Peggy the Peach.
You mean Jujai didn't have a team of support people to test it for Windows 10 compatibility?
As far as I know, they didn't. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just hold tight until we have everything working just fine. Wait, Jeff said they tested in Windows 10 enough to know that it doesn't work? Uh-oh.
Probably still runs smoother in Windows 10 than the Demon Rush.
Oh my gosh. Koal is going to be making me play that fairly soon. Again.
Oh, baby. Well, you can't world record though. That can only happen during marathons.
I know, right? It's kind of the rule. You can't just play and beat the record for Demon Rush whenever you want. You gotta do it in a marathon. So all you aspiring to get a world record, you know, don't do it right now. Original Trellish version. Wow. Thank you,
Maybe
Don
next
Troll.
Amazon can have a 4-way the Demon Rush race for maximum. And every one of them as they finish can record.
Okay. A 4-way Demon Rush race? We all get a record. Yeah. Just start like 5 minutes apart, okay? Okay.
Much better.
Yeah, it looks much better. And Proton's definitely looks fine at the moment. He's doing his 30-second control test. Just took like 5 seconds. That's fine. Yeah, this game is slightly nightmare fuel. Just a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Wait, she doesn't have a trademark, she has a DM next to her name?
Don Trollmark.
Don Trollmark. Don Trollmark. Yeah, Peggy is kind of... I don't know. She's got really a really smooth complexion.
And some pretty serious eyelashes.
Okay, just trying to get confirmation from Mr. Proton John. If he is ready. If you're one of the streamers, be sure to mute and pause my stream. You don't want any spoilers. wish them the best of luck, because we are doing the countdown in Discord. That's right, we're actually going to start this match. As soon as I see movement in a stage, I will start our timer. Okay, so what can you tell us about this, Poexel? Because you played this for an hour.
Well, where to begin? Well, it at first kind of looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog ripoff, for lack of better words, but the goal of each stage isn't actually just to get to the end. You have to collect all of these kind of tan-colored gems and then reach an exit point in order to move on to the next stage. There's also these red gems, too, that... as I understand it, there's like one or more in each stage, and getting either all of them or a certain number will give you the best ending.
Yeah, there are multiple endings to this game, everyone. Now, the red ones are not required in order to
I think that was the main reason that I lost my match with KM Lone Mouse Wolf, was that I spent too much time collecting red gems, thinking that they were more important than just affecting the ending.
Yeah, they do seem pretty important. In fact, there is a page in the manual that says Peggy's mission. Peggy's mission is to find the lost rubies. Rubies comprise the valuable Ruby of Tranquility. Each one earns Peggy 10,000 points. Try to find at least 30 rubies to see the game's good ending. So there, it tells you that it's related to the game's ending, but it's not super obvious before that.
Yeah, and I think the intro video specifically calls them out, too.
Oh yeah, it does. Well, it looks like Mikan's is on to the next stage. Proton John brought the cloud to the tree. See, he's going for good ending here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think you have... I think all that does is give you a red gem. It doesn't actually give you tan gems, which you need to get to the next stage.
Yeah, now don't spoil it for either of them, because they don't... Like, John for sure does not quite know what is needed in order to get through the stage.
Yeah, and as far as the controls for the game too, I mean, it's a pretty typical platformer as far as the controls, but you do have a dash button, and what I find kind of most interesting about it is that it's both that the dash can be turned on and off in mid-air when you're jumping, and it also affects the distance and velocity of your shots too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not dashing, your shots disappear very quickly, and if you are dashing, they go most of the length of the screen.
It's so funny. Oh, what a weird game. Stage 2 is the first stage. I played a few stages of this myself. Stage 2 is the first one where I actually took a death. I wouldn't be too surprised if both of them did.
I don't remember if the game has any kind of checkpoints at all, because I think I only died like once or twice during my match, but at least one death I remember setting me back a couple minutes, because I think I just restarted the whole stage and lost all my tan gems.
Yeah, it doesn't save progress throughout the stage. If you do die, you have to go and collect everything that you got before. So taking a death can be costly. At the same time, you do have unlimited continues, which can be helpful. So the goal of each stage is to collect all of these. What color are these gems?
Oh boy, Mikan is fighting a boss. I mean, I can't hear it through this setup, but yeah, the sound effects that bosses make when they explode is a reason to play this game, I'll just say.
A reason to play this game. I like that explanation there. So you have to collect all of these greenish yellowish gems. I'm colorblind though, so this color I don't know what it is exactly.
It looks like tan to me.
Tan? Okay. Okay, so the tan gems, those are the ones that are required. No other gems are. The small red gems restore your health. The large red gems give you the good ending. So that's more or
the
less.
health bar is pretty generous in this game too. I mean, if you're kind of taking your time and not really just dashing straight through the stage, you generally can see enemies well enough before you run into them, and your health bar is big enough that you have to get hit a lot to actually die.
Yeah. You do have to take quite a few hits, but if you've already collected the health that's available in the level, there's no getting it back.
Yeah.
So that's the mistake that I made first, and I've seen both players pretty much just grab those as quickly as possible.
I didn't think the game really started to get difficult until the underwater stage too, just because I believe you can't dash underwater, which makes your shot a lot less effective.
Okay, Mikan's just has 3 of the gems left. Where could those 3 be? Proton John is not that far behind at this point. Honestly, it's still extremely close, and it can be super difficult to find those last few gems.
Yeah, I forget which stage it was exactly, but I know one of them, it was like better part of 5 minutes or whatever just to find the last like 2 or 3 gems. That
I think so, yeah. And I know this stage I got right to the end and then realized, oh, I missed like 3 gems somewhere, so I had to backtrack through the whole thing. I think I died. John is fighting the boss. Pretty scary boss as well. I think he realizes it's a boss. He's going to take it down too. Do you actually have to fight this guy?
I want to say no. I don't really remember any of the bosses giving me anything other than red gems for fighting them.
Okay, John is backtracking Mikan's as well. Big thing is finding where they missed those gems. So yeah, we only have a 6 gem difference between the 2 players. Now both Mikan's and Proton John have done pretty darn well during this tournament. You know, they're in the losers bracket, but I could still see one of these 2 coming and making it to the very end of the tournament.
Yeah, I am definitely curious to see if either of them kind of falls down the red gem rabbit hole like I did in my match, as far as kind of thinking that you need to spend time getting those and fighting extra bosses, and I think some of them require doing like Simon Says puzzles and stuff too.
Yeah, there are certainly puzzles of sorts.
I guess calling it Simon Says is a bit of a stretch though, because I think it's actually just trial and error as far as what order you need to interact with certain objects.
It looks like John and Mikan's have both found all of the gems they need. Mikan's finishing the stage. Proton John has to go all the way back up. This is a blind race for both runners. Do not give any spoilers in chat, but if you notice something that you do want us to mention, feel free to whisper me. I'd be happy to read what you've got, and if it's good information, share it with everybody as well. They can't hear us, so that's completely fine. Okay, we're on to this 3rd stage. It looks like we have lava here. I don't recall anybody falling in the lava, though. Oh, geez, spikes. I don't like it. It's not too scary, though. You can pretty much just jump across all of them. Okay, John trying to climb, falling all the way down. Oh my gosh. I really hope John doesn't take a death, because that would set him back quite a bit.
Yeah, especially once all the gems are collected.
I like the off-brand swamps. Oh, that spider!
Yeah, I do believe falling in the lava is instant death, along with whatever other types of liquids the game fills emptiness with.
I believe so. I'm trying to think. Are the spikes instant death? I wouldn't be too surprised if they are.
I can't remember, actually.
Okay, Proton John is through the stage. Very nice. Alright. Mikan's, for some reason, has a countdown on screen.
Yeah, you have basically a time limit to climb those platforms before they just disappear.
Gotcha.
If you actually, if you get that, if you understand the dash mechanic and how to use it in midair, it's actually very easy. But if you don't yet, I could see that being pretty difficult to get the gems and get to the top in time.
Oh yeah. John grabbed the red gem that was there, and he is starting the timer again. Both of them took 2 cycles to get through this section, I believe. Yeah, it's not too tight of a window if you use the dashing that's available to you. Okay, well, Mikan's is making some pretty quick progress. I think this level has some tricky to find gems, though. All of them do.
Yeah, those red enemies that Mikan's is fighting kind of remind me of the evil Super Meat Boys from the game of the same name.
John sees some gems over there. He's probably making a mental note. I'm gonna have to come back here later and get those. Oh no! John saw the red poof cloud after he killed the red dude. Wait, they remind you of who? Super Meat Boy?
Yeah, the evil Super Meat Boy clones in the Hell world.
Yeah, they do. Oh no, Mikan's moving on to one of the water levels, Trellish Sea.
Yep. So I believe the controls here are just that you can, it's kind of like a Mario game almost, where you can just jump infinitely in midair, underwater. But like I said earlier, I remember this being kind of the first hard stage in the game, mostly because you can't dash, and therefore you can't speed up your shots.
Yeah, that makes it significantly harder to hit anything. I love that your nose gets large when you're underwater, though. I think that's her nose.
I like Peggy's
Oh,
pose.
no.
In fact, it actually reminds me a lot of Rockman X as far as the flying animation.
I thought it was his nose this whole time, but it's her fist.
Yep.
Wow, I'm confused. KM is sending me a message. He says he doesn't think there are unlimited lives in this game, and when he played it, it always took away a red gem, but I'm not sure. I'm wondering, it might just take away... I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll keep my eyes on that to see. Oh, thank you, Koal, for that info. Okay, Mikan's doing some swimming. Yeah, KM, they think that... I'm just trying to think. They think that the gems get taken away, but I'm not completely sure. The red gems, one by one when you die. I don't think that would make sense, though, if you're going for a secret ending. Well, maybe it does.
Yeah, I mean, if one death makes you unable to get the best ending, that sounds a little...
So Dontrell the Dolphin makes a little bit of a showing here at the beginning of the stage. Always good to see Dontrell. Wow, it sounds like somebody just sat on a keyboard.
Or hired their cat to compose the soundtrack.
Cat, we're gonna pay you in fish. 5 fish, okay? Make all the music for this game. Jeff is sending me a private message. He says that he thinks one death makes it impossible to get the good ending.
Dang.
So, I don't know if the red gems are necessarily extra lives, but you can't get them back if you do die.
I guess it's also, it wasn't clear to me, too, if you need to get every red gem in the game to get the best ending, or just over a certain number.
The manual says 30, but if there are only 30 gems in the game, then that would require all of them. Mikan's heading to the end. They have all of their gems. Proton John still has 50 left. Like, I'm trying to remember. I believe this game was made in Game Maker or so for a proprietary console that the guy created as well.
Yeah, so I believe the area John is in right now is one of the trial and error puzzles for getting a gem, a red gem.
It's like the chess in Mario 64,
Just
except
have to
you're
touch
Peggy.
chess in a specific order that resets if you choose incorrectly.
Oh, there's like actually
Mikan's
no
game
console.
Crashed or something.
Yeah, I think Mikan's may have crashed.
Hopefully able to load a save.
Yeah, It looks like Mikan's is loading up again.
Yeah, hopefully saves survive the crash.
Yeah, I have no idea. Fingers crossed.
Welcome to the planet Geon.
So, here's the deal. Apparently Jeff was completely messing with me and there is no proprietary console. Then why does it have that controller in here? Why does it have the picture of the Jujai controller and the Jujai console? Are those not real?
I was wondering that too, what a Jujai is.
Jeff says that's the joke. Dang it. Okay, Mikan's looks like they're getting stuck here again. What is happening? Proton John managed to get past that. So we're doing a little troubleshooting with Mikan's just to think about ideas to get through this crash. It looks like it did load the save, though, which is good. Mikan's is saying that currently, for some reason, the game is trying to open another window as well, in addition to the window that they have right now.
I hope there aren't print spooler shenanigans going on, too.
Print spooler? No, do not tell John to stop. Generally, what we do is troubleshoot with another person and award them bonus time at the end if needed. Okay, I'm just helping in chat right now. So, Proton John should keep going. Mikan is currently running into crashes. Yeah, sorry about that silence. I am typing. Yeah, I'm trying to keep things as fair as possible, because if we tell somebody to stop mid-match, sometimes they don't hear, sometimes they do hear, but the other person doesn't hear, it gets really confusing. So in order to make up for that, we're going to have Mikan's close out and try to get back into this. If they just can't get through this crash, though, for one reason or another, then we'll have to figure out what to do. It would end up with a canceled match, probably, where we'd have to have a redraw. Mikan's is apparently on Windows 7. Yeah, the load is at least going to the right place. This is hopeful. Okay, with that said, John is still continuing on, doing okay in this next level.
Yeah, the part that John is on right now, I do remember, was where I had the really punishing death in my match, because I both didn't know that the water was instant death and that there was a log to ride on to get across it, so I just jumped over and then rip. And I think that was after I'd collected most of the gems, too.
So here's the deal. You have Windows 10, right?
Yeah.
Camlone Mousewolf has Windows 10. Proton John has Windows 10. And they all ran this game without any problems. The one that was built for Windows 7. But now that Mikan's has Windows 7 and is trying to run this game, I think that's where the problem is coming in. This game, the Windows 7 version, might only work properly on Windows 10.
And the Windows 10 version does not run properly.
It doesn't work.
Windows 10.
The game shall load from the existing file. I'll be so upset if that's true. Mikan's, fingers crossed. No, apparently...
Maybe Mikan's should try rebooting PC.
Maybe. It looks like what the game is trying to do is open an MP3 in a temp folder. And I'm recommending go ahead and try dumping an MP3 with the name that it's trying to...
Sounds like it's trying to load some music for the game and being unsuccessful.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I've played a lot of really terribly named or terrible games, and sound issues can cause huge problems. But if you can manage to trick the game into getting past it, then sometimes that'll work. Okay. So we'll go ahead and see if Mikan's can get that working. Looks like I'm getting some whispers. Oh my gosh. I mean, Mikan's could try running the Windows 10 version, but
Pretty sure this race that John is doing is just another red gem quest, too. It's not required. I like that evil ice cube boss there, too.
Yeah, John is continuing, by the way, which is exactly what we wanted him to do. We'll give Mikan's some extra time if we can get this working. So right now, Mikan's is likely going to be deleting the MP3 to see if they can get past this screen. That's what we're recommending, or replacing the MP3 with another file. Okay. What point would this game be redrawn? Honestly, if we can't get it working in about the next 5 or so minutes, we will probably have to do a redraw.
Welcome to the planet again.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, fingers crossed. Well, everybody runs into tech issues every once in a while. Shall load from the existing file, please. Here I am. Do it.
Ah.
No.
Boo. And after how assertively it stated that it was loading the save file too.
I don't know what can be done then, because this may end up being,
I
a
don't suppose
redraw.
Mikan has another PC that has Windows 10.
I mean, that is a possibility, but I don't think there is time to really get them to set up a game on Windows 10. We could do a redraw with another game and have that happen right now if both are available for the next hour. Otherwise, we could go ahead and cancel the match and have it later. KM is suggesting a reinstall. That could possibly do it. Do you even install the game, though?
I want to say no. It was just like a portable folder package that I downloaded and then ran an executable.
Welcome to the planet again.
I mean, it was just also one of those things where it was easy enough to get going that I don't really remember the details that well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. If it doesn't work this time, I'm probably going to suggest doing a redraw.
Well, maybe Peggy the Peach is in with Microsoft to sell copies of Windows 10.
So everybody, if you want to play Peggy the Peach, make sure you have Windows 10, okay? Windows 10, the only system that will run Peggy the Peach.
Maybe Peggy is going to become a mascot for Windows 10. You log in and then you hear, "Here I am!"
Oh my god! Plexel, that would be terrifying. I don't like it. Okay, so we are currently talking to Proton, John, and Mikan's. The match is officially going to be considered over. Unfortunately, we were not able to get it working after that level. You know, sometimes this happens. This isn't the first time that we've had to do a redraw due to game issues. I mean, we had that happen with Tubin. We had it happen with a DOS game. I can't remember what it was, but for some reason they kept getting a soft lock. So, you know, it's the game, and sometimes with terrible video games, you never know if you're going to run into issues or not. So, yeah, we got issues today. Okay, I'm checking right now to see how time looks, because if they do have time, we could do a redraw. Mikan says that they are fine time-wise. And so does John. Hey, Quexel, it looks like we're going to be having another game.
Ooh. Hopefully it's not Peggy 3.
So, yeah, we're not here to disappoint. Peggy the Peach is the winner of this round, okay? Nobody else wins, just Peggy. So, note to self, if we ever do Peggy the Peach again, make sure that both players are running Windows 10. Ooh, okay, Kate is currently giving out different options. So, as they work on getting everything set up, I do want to let everybody know this is the loser's bracket. Yeah, this was professionally put together, okay, I promise. The title screen, professional loser's bracket. Round 2 theme is recurring nightmares. Now, the person who's eliminated during this specific match, they will be out of the tournament, but they will win a $10 worth of Steam games, as well as Neil Breen's Fateful Findings. Now, if you've never seen Fateful Findings, just know that it's about hackers, and movies about hackers are always solid. As in, they likely constitute of a solid. And he also, it deals with social issues. He hacks into the government. This isn't really spoiling anything, okay? Because it doesn't ever, well, it shows him typing on a computer once or twice, but he hacks into a computer, and he's married, and there's unrequited love, okay? So much love. And Kate, it looks like the game may be confirmed, the other game that we're having. Quexel, I don't know if you know this game.
The game Kate mentioned in Discord, I don't think I've heard of.
Oh, I know this. Well, of course I know it. It's a game that was previously in Kusogrand3. So, yeah, Kate is currently working on grabbing everything so that they have the game, as well as everything that needs to go with that. I appreciate everybody, by the way, for coming and chilling today. You know, every once in a while you run into issues with certain bad video games, but what can you say? You know, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
The peach gets sliced.
Man. I suppose so. To introduce the game, I really wanted to play that millions of peaches, peaches for me, you know. If you know that game. Or that music. Well, I'll go ahead. It looks like we are having an intermission for a little bit, but, you know, there's no reason I can't introduce what the game is going to be. Yeah, we can introduce this. That'll be fine. What could it possibly be? Does anybody have any idea? Okay, just We've got Putting on the Ritz playing a little bit on the music here. Any ideas? Putting on the Ritz. Yeah, what could we possibly have? This is definitely a game that was made for the Game Boy, I believe. A game called Super Hunchback. An ocean game, Imagineer. Now, I believe we had this game in Kusogrand3, not this current tournament. And it's one that I really enjoyed. And yeah, this is definitely an ocean game. Super Hunchback. It's it's a game where you play a hunchback.
Every character in that artwork is amazing looking.
They're so good.
Especially the guard picking his nose in the bottom middle too.
Oh, he kind of is. I'm not sure that's what they intended, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, Ocean definitely makes the best games. Wow. I'm always excited, though, for Game Boy games. They make me happy. And you know, even more so than... We haven't had too many Game Boy games. We've had a lot of Game Boy Color. So whenever we have a Game Boy game show up, it's kind of exciting because it's going back to the original handheld. And some of the controls can be pretty reliable, but some of them are bugs. And we're going to see a little bit of pain with this game. Now, is it as bad as Peggy the Peach? I'm not sure. Because that was pretty bad, Plexel.
Well, bad to run on Windows 7, I guess. I didn't honestly think it was bad to control.
Bad to run on Windows 7. Yeah, it's... Well, I think it's visually scarring. And the audio...
Yeah, it's nightmare fuel. The music's a little questionable as far as being music, and...
It's very questionable.
And it leads to a lot of confusion about what a Jujai is.
Yeah, I thought that it was real. Oh my gosh, but I guess not.
Yeah, I thought we were dealing with like some kind of obscure console that was only released in another country.
Okay, so they're asking if there's a manual for this one. Okay, I'm not seeing a manual, but the controls are pretty simple. Left moves left, right moves right, down and up don't really do anything. A is jump, B, it's not used. Start, pauses, select, it's also not used.
Wait, so literally the only things you do in this game are move and jump? And pause?
That's what it seems like.
Okay. Oh, up and down, no use, either means there's no ladders or doors, or you have really goofy controls to use them.
I just love it. You use left and right and A. That's my kind of game, Plexel, okay? I need simplicity in my controls. Part
of me does find it kind of amusing to see a Nintendo game that has the word Super in it. It's not for the Super Nintendo. Because you know how, like, when the Super Nintendo launched, like, half of the game library all started with the word Super. But then you have games like Super Contra, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have Super
It's weird, yeah, because Super Nintendo did come out, but for some reason they really want you to know that this game was going to be super. Mikan's like, the only button is jump? Nice. It'll be straightforward enough for them.
Also, for all the shade I'm being seen thrown on Ocean, I do think their Addams Family game on the Super Nintendo is pretty good.
I'm trying to remember that one. I don't know too much about that. I haven't played it. Which one did they make? Was it just the Addams Family, or was it Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt?
I would guess they made that too, given that the two games have a lot in common, but the only one that I played a lot as a kid was Addams Family. And I just really enjoyed the kind of the atmosphere of the game.
Okay. I mean, Ocean has made some decent games.
Yeah, Fester's Quest was Sunsoft.
Man. And I love Fester's Quest. It's bad, but I love it.
Yeah. I may or may not have played it enough as a kid to actually beat it, thanks to the power of turbo controllers.
Wait, really? That's always good to hear. Quaxel using turbo controllers. What kind of parallel universe are we in right now?
This is Fester's Quest we're talking about, along with probably the biggest thing that I used my NES Turbo controller for as a kid, though, was buying healing potions in Final Fantasy 1, because you can only do those one at a time.
Oh, geez, yeah. Okay, we've got the music, and everybody is live.
Did you want me to stick around for this then, or do you have somebody else lined up that actually knows this game?
I don't think I do have anybody else here who knows the game. Okay, I'm checking with them right now to see if they are ready to go, because I certainly am. Oh geez, my voice cracked.
And this title screen is high tech between that font and the flipping of it.
Every once in a while it's like Look. Okay, wish them the best of luck. And hope that Windows 7 doesn't affect anything else, because we are doing the countdown. Yeah, if you'd like, you are free to stick around, but if you want to go ahead and run away, it's your prerogative.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, get ready for some Hunchbacks. I mean, it gets a little bit stereotypical, I would say, early on with this game. You're a hunchback.
Oh, man, I like that strut that Quasimodo has already.
Oh yeah, swinging those arms.
Swinging those arms.
So
he's got places to be.
What you need
Bells
to do
to
is
ring.
get to the end of the stage and hit the bell. Now especially early on, there are some alternative routes that you can go that are just there to distract you. Ooh, John taking some hits. Now, luckily, from what I remember with this, you don't really get hurt by a lot of things, they just stun you. The burning rope at the bottom, or the fuse, or whatever you want to call it, that's the biggest thing you need to worry about. Because if that runs out, then I don't know if you blow up. You probably blow up. I hope you blow up.
You know what? Now that I'm seeing this game, I think I might have actually read about it in Nintendo Power.
Wait, really?
I'm having vague memories of reading about a game based on the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where the biggest obstacle was a timer, and if the timer runs out, a huge bell falls from the sky and kills you.
Yeah. Now, when you do get multiple bells, what it looks like is that it moves your multiplier up for your score. Score is not usually very important when it comes to video games in races, but they could potentially get extra lives with a higher score, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Is that what that extra text in the lower right corner is for, like accumulating 1-ups?
Yeah, it looks like Entra, but it's extra. That does not look like an X, Plexel.
No. That looks like an N to me.
Entra. Okay, let me see if there's any additional information that I can find just right off the bat.
And Quasimodo looks so happy on that score screen,
He's
too.
so relaxed. He's just
not aware
chilling
of
there.
not aware of the horrors to come in a few seconds.
Oh yeah. So Mikan's is in a little bit of a lead. However, I believe they also took a death. Oh! There goes John, taking a death right there. Unfortunately, grabbing the R and losing that extra. So I'm betting the bonuses, yeah, extra, are going to be used for extra lives here. Did Mikan's decide to start over, actually? Because this looks like... No. It looks like familiar territory. Oh, he game over. Well, it's gonna be that kind of game, Quexel.
It's one of those no continue type games.
Yep.
Ew.
The music is really hideous past the title screen, by the way. It sounds like bootleg games. Ooh, John just hit a fireball. That is a little bit worrisome. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should be your score multiplier, which, if you can get extra lives by gaining extra points, then that could be helpful. I'm not sure you actually can, though. The extra at the bottom right appears to be the way to get extra lives.
Oh, there's that giant bell. Yep, I remember that from Nintendo Power.
So you do remember this?
I don't know why, given that I had Nintendo Power for like 7 or 8 years, basically, and read about a lot of weird games, but somehow I remember this one.
I love it. You're like, wow, Nintendo Power told me all about this. Wow, I really do not like the fireballs. They're kind of the scariest thing early on in this game when you see a fireball do all in your power to get away from it. Now, the bowling balls don't actually kill you here.
Yeah, but riding on these cannonballs kind of reminds me of a Gimmick, actually.
Huh. Yeah, you're right.
A much slower version of Gimmick, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that the first time we had this game played, honestly, there were a lot of people, or the players tried to avoid they tried to avoid the cannonballs rather than ride on them. And I can understand, because it looks like they're going to kill you. From what I saw, though, that cannonball actually took away the extra bonus that Proton John had. That, or he somehow collected the full bonus. Jeez! I'm loving this. Okay, it keeps getting shot. Bam! Oh, hit in the butt. He got the thing. Okay, thank you, everybody. He got the thing, so that's why the extra went away. Like, seriously, the music here sounds like pink jelly, and I hate it. So, yeah, I'm not sure I fully understand the bomb stuff that's going on, because the extras are from bombs, and you have a fuse at the bottom of the screen, which obviously is linked to a bomb, so what's up? Are you continuously running from bombs and you gotta get more bombs in order to fight the bombs that are already there?
Apparently getting 100% fruit in a stage gives you an extra life after you complete it.
Ooh, that could be helpful. Somebody set me up the bomb. Well, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm just reading the Wikipedia article about it. I like how the last paragraph says, despite coverage by the popular Nintendo Power video game magazine, the game sold relatively few copies in North America and was not widely released. Conversely, the game received several highly positive reviews in Europe and was briefly very popular.
You know, I'm not really too surprised by that. I think most people would probably look at it and be like, wow, it's rip-off Hunchback. Or bootleg Hunchback or something like that. Oh, John! This part took people ages the first time we had this game on Kusogrand3. Like, John was trying it the right way. It's super, super bootleg. Oh, perhaps... Okay, I just got a whisper. The extras being bombs might be a way to say that the letters will disappear after a while. I'm not sure if they do, but that could be what it's all about. Oh my gosh! John was almost through this room.
Man, this looks like a much more evil version of one of the bubble climbing rooms in like Mega Man 5 or ActRaiser.
You know, I feel like the bubble room was really important the first time that we had this game, in that I'm not sure if the match was decided by one of the bubble rooms, but it felt like that was. Okay, other people have seen the letter blow up. That makes sense. Okay. John! You're getting so close! It's super difficult, okay? Especially because of the knockback. There we go. John is up, and he gets to do another climb. There is an area to go to the right, but I'm not completely sure what's there. I think it might be an extra life or some...
That idle animation. He's playing with his yo-yo.
Wow,
That
John!
is so good.
That was nuts. Like, jumping onto the cannonball from the bubble and then jumping onto the platform. Extremely difficult if you've never played this.
Wait, did he just lose his T by getting it twice?
Yes, you lose the letter if you get it twice. And there we go, Proton John taking a death in the swinging section. Which... No! Unfortunately, Jungle Hunt just destroyed Proton John. He's going to go back to the beginning of the stage. Now, the swinging balls that you see there, it doesn't look like it, but yeah, as you saw on Mikan's screen right there, they are platforms, but they can also hit you and knock you back. So, it's interesting that there are so many platforms that are dangerous in this game. I kind of like that.
It's an interesting choice for a Game Boy game, I might say, where there's limited colors, because in like a home console game, you'd usually like make it more obvious what's dangerous by what color it is, but
oh yeah,
not so here.
True, true. Now, John is currently in the lead because he made the most progress in the swinging section. Mikan's has not made it there quite yet. So if Mikan's can get past where John got to, then he'll move up to being in the lead here. So for people who haven't been here before, haven't watched before, progress is based off of whoever makes the most progress at any given point in the game. You know, if they die and go back to the beginning, doesn't matter. They still get that mark. I don't know, it's like a long jump, you know, just gotta jump as far as possible. Oh. And your second jump doesn't invalidate your first one. Okay. It looks like Mikan's is... Oh, dying from spikes. There's so many spikes. Professor Ness, did I really just say progress is based on whoever makes the most progress? Oh my gosh. Quaxel. I guess I'm dumb. So remember, John has gotten to level 2, and towards the end, he made it... Or did he make it to level 3? No, level 2. Level 3 appears to introduce arrows. I'm not going to talk too much about other stuff, but what I can see with this game is that there are 6 levels. So they've still got plenty to do.
Wikipedia says 9 levels, each divided into 5 sections.
Oh, are you serious? Maybe this just isn't a finished FAQ that I'm looking at.
They weren't. They gave up and didn't beat the game before writing the FAQ.
They're like, whatever, that's good enough. So it looks like they're getting to level 4, and that's where the swinging section is. Both Proton John and Mikan's got to level 4, and took a death pretty much in the same spot. Now, if it did come down to it, we would measure progress based off of how many pixels they got through the screen. I imagine we have plenty of time, though, until we see the end of it. I mean, we've got 47 minutes until the end of this match. No, John! The arrow! Apparently all parts of arrows are deadly, okay? Not just the sharp parts. Yeah, it's interesting that this actually did fairly well outside of the US. I also fully understand... I don't know. Hunchback has never...
The Hunchback of Notre Dame originated in France, for what that's worth. Where they do say Notre Dame instead of Notre Dame, like we do here.
Hey, Notre Dame. Well, it's different. The university is different from the cathedral. That's my excuse, anyway. I just found a page. I thought it was funny. I scrolled down and it says, there are no promo images for this game. Thank you, page. Being very blunt about what it thinks about this. One of the designers, Robert Hemphill, actually went on to help with design the game Disney's The Little Mermaid 2 Pinball Frenzy. It came out in 2000.
That's an amazing name.
It's so good. He was also the lead artist for that. Also, apparently,
if you just stopped after Disney's The Little Mermaid, oh yeah, that's an okay NES game.
Unfortunately, he did not touch that, but he did help do graphics for Rambo 3, which is a game that we actually had already.
Oh, the one with that amazing health meter?
Oh, yeah. That amazing health meter. You know, they always just... It always comes back to people who helped make bad games, usually helped with some of the other bad games that we have. You know, some of them did get the chance to work on some good games, but I'm not sure this guy did. The Adventures of Batman and Robin, I don't know if that was a decent game. Sega CD.
Oh, okay. I'll just say the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions of that are pretty good for different reasons, but I'm not familiar with the CD.
Oh, he did help with the Genesis version. Did some of the artwork for that. So possibly he got a chance. He was able to do that. Oh my gosh. Another one of the designers worked on Cliffhanger, which we're having a port of that in the Big Bad Game-a-thon. Everybody should watch out for the Big Bad Game-a-thon coming up in September, by the way. Who did the music? Okay, I'm looking at that right now. Matthew Cannon. It sounds like it came out of a cannon. What else did you do? RoboCop 2 music, of course. There's always a RoboCop in someone's history.
I like how Quasimodo looks like he's got food poisoning during his death animation too, clutching his stomach when he falls off the screen.
Wow, Proton John making progress. I think this is the most we've seen of this game, including the previous matches that we had, and we're only 17 minutes into it. Yeah, the graphics overall aren't terrible. He's got a big chin. He's got like a Popeye chin going on.
And I believe this is an original Game Boy game too. It's not like a port of an NES game like a lot of Game Boy games were.
Yeah. I don't recall it being for any other platform, just this. Well, Super Hunchback is certainly an Ocean game. For those who don't know, Ocean has worked on a lot of games. They have put out tons and tons and tons, and they actually, it looks like they even put out a game over the last year or two. I'm not sure what company they are right now, but they worked on Little Nightmares. So that's pretty cool. Also, some of the more recent Alone in the Dark games. But back in the day, I'm not sure if they just got bad contracts or what, but they had a lot of terrible games.
Wonder how much of it was the kind of the same issues that affected LJN as far as making a lot of licensed games where they had to release the game to tie in with the release of the movie or something.
I'm thinking that happened a lot.
Had to cut a lot of corners to do that.
Oh yeah. And unfortunately, when the deadline is more important than the quality of the game, then the game usually ends up suffering. And it happened a lot. It happened a lot back in the day. I mean, it still does. You know what? There was an original Hunchback game made in 1983. It came out for platforms like the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum, BBC Micro, you know, all the classic games, and it doesn't look very much like this at all. It looks like closer to Pitfall than anything, but I suppose this could be considered a sequel to Hunchback. Wait, Hunchback was a huge game, Dana? I didn't know.
In 1983, it probably really didn't take a lot for a game to be really
oh yeah,
groundbreaking and stuff.
Well, I mean, they did Moon Alert, which, if I'm not mistaken, that was a pretty huge game in the day as well, and Beachhead, which I can't tell you how many bootleg versions of Beachhead I've seen, but I've seen a lot. Oh, Meekins Mrs. Peggy the Peach. Yeah, Meekins is in the terrible section. The fact that John got through that so quickly shocks me. Because it took probably half an hour for both of the players the first time we had this game to get past there. What? They made... You know what? Speaking of the chin, they actually made a game called Mr. Wimpy, the hamburger game. Mr. Wimpy is from Popeye.
Popeye character of the same name.
if you remember. Yeah. In fact,
I will gladly pay you. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a bad game today.
I love it. In my hometown, we actually had a store, or no, a burger joint called Wimpy's, which I'm relatively sure it was not licensed. But yeah, they even had the character up on their sign and everything. So Wimpy's, that was a place that we went for burgers and hot dogs all the time. Now John, I think, is actually on the last set of levels. Wait, Wimpy's was a well-known chain? What? I've never seen a Wimpy's outside of Vernal. Okay, well that's cool. I'm learning things, Plexel. I'm learning things while we're playing Super Hunchback. Ooh, this part looks a little bit difficult. Oh, and John got through it the first try? Wow, with the swinging spike ball? I'm shocked. Okay, gonna
Apparently,
have
at
to go
its
for
peak,
it again.
Wimpy's restaurant had 1,500 locations in multiple countries.
What? Wow. That is just amazing. And John taking a death there, but look, he had 3 extra lives at that point. He may be able to get through this again. Let's see. Oh, very nice jumps there. Proton John, I think, is actually getting close to the end. I'm shocked. This went the full hour previously. If he can beat it before the half hour is done. Oh! Commentator's curse. That's okay, I need to curse people. That way we have the match go longer, Plexel.
So that's how it is.
Oh yeah. Mikan's is down to no lives left. Proton John somehow managed to avoid getting hit by the cannonball and the saw blade. You know, you don't want your Hunchbacks sawn in half. That's never good.
This is looking disturbingly similar to Rocky and Bullwinkle now with the saw blades.
I was thinking Wizard of Oz, but, you know. Oh yeah, I remember the saw blades. That's where all the goof gas comes out.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, John! How are you alive?
Sounds like this game could use some goof gas too, based on what you're telling me about the music.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this music. Okay, John is in a room with a giant skeleton. It's pretty spooky. I think this may be the last screen of the game. We'll have to see. He did get a 1-up. So I'm presuming this is going to be a climb of death that nobody wants to do. Oh no, is it going to be this kind of game? It's this kind of game. I'm just holding my breath so much with so many of these jumps. I know this game does not control well. And it's hard to put it into words, but the thing is, you know, there's so many precise jumps that are happening that look like they're done completely casually. Wow, John! And then I proceed to laugh at death. I don't know. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun with the games. Ooh. Okay, Mikan's trying to do the bubble section in this stage again. Very difficult to get through. Especially since the bubbles pop after 3 or so jumps. Oh yeah, that's why we play games. Games are for fun. That's why we play them. Okay, John cruising across on top of one of the cannonballs. He's getting a little bit higher here. Another giant skeleton. Why are these skeletons so huge? Oh no! He saw the cannonball all the way down! Oh!
Ouch.
Game was a little bit rude.
Just like how Quasimodo's response to that is just to play with his yo-yo.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm dead. Might as well occupy my time with something. Okay, Mikan's moving on to the rope swinging section, and John falls down, but managed to get an extra life, so not all is lost there. Frankly, if extra lives keep spawning, that might be the best way to do it. Oh no, Mikan's! Another death! John just trying to get through this bonus section and managed to do it just fine. Very nice. Yeah, the block shadows are a little bit questionable there. Wow. As you saw, John just walked off the edge of the platform. Honestly, that's not completely his fault. The collision detection is just not great in this game. And yeah, John is all the way back to the bottom. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure how they got away with putting on the Ritz in the beginning of this game. But the rest of the music is definitely not putting on the Ritz.
The definitive rendition of putting on the Ritz to me is the one from Young Frankenstein.
I think that is for everyone. It's so good. There goes Mikan's grabbing another bell. Oh, it might be public domain. I'm just trying to think. I don't remember like any of the lyrics for putting on the Ritz except putting on the Ritz. Oh no, Proton John got the bell. That's what happens when you run out of time. Bell just comes and clobbers you. Bam. Chat, I love you all. Unfortunately, Proton John has taken the game over and is back to the beginning of the game. However, with that said, it's going to take a lot of work for Mikan's to make that much progress. The important thing is that Proton John was able to make that much progress in one go. Even if he doesn't make it back there again, Mikan's would still have to pass where Proton John made it to in order to progress. And be counted as the victor here. I'm getting a whisper, by the way. It does look like the difference between the bell death when you run out of time and the standard death is that the bell death sends you to the start of the room, whereas a standard death may be the last time you were standing on the solid ground. Not completely sure if that's exactly how it works, but it would make sense to me. So, what do you think? I presume you've read or at least watched a version of the Hunchback. What are your opinions about Quasimodo? I was gonna say, oh, no opinions. Okay, I see how it is. Quasimodo hater here.
I'm not too down with the Quasi lore, I guess.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Quasimodo... He doesn't ring any bells. Oh my gosh. Thank you, chat. You never cease to amaze me. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Disney version, even if it's extremely inaccurate.
In fact, my main exposure to Quasimodo is people doing parodies of complaining about bells.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking...
The bells!
Oh yeah, there's the Pink Panther. I don't remember which one, but one time Inspector Clouseau is trying to put together this costume. He puts an air pouch in his bag.
Yes, in fact, I actually literally just watched that movie about a month ago with my mom when I was back home.
Oh, really? I love it so much.
We were just looking for something to watch on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, anyways, he forgets to disconnect the air pump, and so it keeps getting bigger, and eventually he starts floating, and then he hears the bells, like he's talking on the phone, and then he hears the bells of the chapel. He's like, oh, the bells! The bells! And, you know, meanwhile, he's floating, like, right outside the chapel, right next to the bells. Takes him a little while to realize, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Oh my gosh. Pink Panther movies are absolutely solid.
Yeah, I had totally forgotten just how over-the-top those movies were, too.
They're so good.
Like, the drawbridge scene in that movie is amazing.
I'm trying to remember the drawbridge scene.
It's Clouseau trying to sneak into a castle that has a closed drawbridge, and he has quite a few methods of attempting to get in that don't work too well.
Yeah, Essentia definitely
I'll leave it at that for now.
The bells. Yeah, if you have not seen any of the old school Pink Panther movies, definitely go watch them because they're fantastic. I'd say number 1 isn't as good as the sequels, they just get better. Peter Sellers is a fantastic actor, and in the first Pink Panther, he really wasn't considered the main character, but in the others, he was. And there you go, my recommendation for the day. Go see the Pink Panther. Yeah, there's so many Hunchback references all throughout the media. Oh, Proton John got belled! Oh,
that looked amazing underwater.
It's taking him down!
And it's still going, too. and yet he looks so happy. Just, it was all a bad dream, getting crushed by a bell and sent into underwater spikes.
You know, I've had worse dreams than that. That was pretty funny. Mikan's is in sort of one of the levels that is a wall to a lot of players. And Mikan's dies! Game over! Wow. Yeah, swimming, I don't exactly remember what's weird about swimming in this game, but something is. And it makes it really difficult to actually swim. So, Mikan's dying there, completely not their fault. At all. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening. I love this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning. I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Cadus has given me some information. Apparently, the swing level, we'll go ahead and look at this closer. The swing level actually has ice physics on some of the platforms there. I didn't actually notice that. Fine, I won't ring the bells in the morning. You know, my grandma was a hunchback. And I guess she was fairly well known throughout town as being the local hunchback, and I loved her. She was hilarious and wouldn't put up with anybody's guff. No, she wasn't French, but she worked for I think, a long time for welfare services, and she'd be the person who'd go out and spy on people to see if they were, like, cheating the system or something. It's... I just love thinking of my grandma, this hunchback
thinking of your
lady
grandma as
spying.
the local hunchback.
What's that?
I said thinking about your grandma as the local hunchback.
Yeah, she was, though. But yeah, she had a scoliosis when she was younger, and I guess they really didn't have treatments for it, definitely at her age. So, you know, it twisted up her back, and she had a hunchback, but still lived. Yeah, she called herself the Hunchback of Mazer. Like, it's not really a surprise. That's just who she was. But I don't know, everybody in town knew her because she was not one of those people who would ever let anything get her down. And she'd always go and participate in community events and just stayed active with pretty much everything.
Well, if your job is to spy on people, though, that makes sense.
It's a good job. You know, we need more spies. Does anybody want to be a spy for me? I will not pay you.
Would you let your spies wear hunchback costumes?
Sure. Just don't put helium in them, okay? Could get me, like, if I employ you and you start floating around and having your backs explode, then I could potentially be liable as an employer. So don't do that. But you can still dress up as a hunchback. That's fine. Red Queen, you're a spy and it's not worth it? Yeah, tell the people how it is. Oh no, John!
Oh, gravity.
Unfortunately, falling into the water.
Gravity.
Yeah, it looks like that platform right there was potentially one of the slippery ones.
It's not only in the world of Subterranea where gravity is the law.
And the law is not mocked. Yeah, I do offer dental. Punch to the face. It's not the best dental plan. But it's cheap.
What is it, the Jack Sparrow dental plan or something?
Yeah, we just remove your teeth. So good luck. In fact, if you have good teeth, we remove those and give them to me. I just collect the teeth. No, John! Wow.
So you can give them to the Tooth Fairy for supplemental income?
Those fairies, they just need to keep the money pouring in, you know? I've got a few living at my home because I had so many teeth. It's great, they pay rent and everything. And considering how many teeth they get from children all around, like, it's the best, okay? Seriously. Like, if you've never rented out to people or fairies before, now is your time to start. I hear it's you can get good prices. Mikan's making some progress. Unfortunately, Proton John is back to the beginning of the game, but we've got 20 minutes left. It's certainly reasonable for somebody to get to the end and beat it. Mikan's is on the level with ice physics and rope swings and spikes. Those are
And a time limit.
How could you dare put all of those things together? What kind of cruel human being made this game? Oh, Ocean Software did.
Abandon hope, all ye who program here.
Yeah, so if you're game dev, what I'm going to suggest is not putting like 3 new mechanics in a stage at the very beginning at the same time. Because, yeah, ice physics, that's new. It doesn't show up before. The sliding, the ice physics is the sliding. The rope swing, that's a new mechanic. It doesn't show up before in this game. Especially if you're going to punish them with instant death if they miss it. That is just so cruel to have all of that together. And then add in, what's another new mechanic? The weird water swimming. You can do a little swimming earlier, but it's not required. This is the first time it's required. I'm not sure about the moving platforms, because those seem... I think they show up a little bit earlier, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you're playing a platformer game, you can probably expect there to be moving platforms at least once in the game, too.
Yeah. But it's just all of that stuff right together. It's a difficulty spike. I think that they just knew, oh, if you're getting this far, you probably need a challenge put before you. You know, that way it doesn't take 15 minutes to beat this game. We're going to go ahead and add all of these physics together.
Reading a book on his cannonball there, I see on John's screen.
The best place to read.
That sounds like some Dr. Strangelove level humor there.
Oh, I love Dr. Strangelove. Oh my gosh. It's been a little while. Another Peter Sellers classic.
On my cannonball.
What's that?
Is it Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Read on My Cannonball?
Yeah, something like that. Now, if you were acting like a cowboy on top of the cannonball, that might be a little more appropriate.
They probably didn't have cowboys in, what is this, like 18th century France or something, though? Unless they imported them from the US.
I mean, they probably had some, like, hicks at least. What would an 18th century French hick look like, though? Maybe like Quasimodo? Oh my gosh. Thank you for those bits for human error. We are 44 minutes into the match. We're getting pretty close to the end. Now, Proton John, I believe, was right near the end during one of these attempts. Mikan's has not quite made it that far. So we'll have to see if Mikan's can manage to make some significant progress in the next little while. John, are you going to get belled? Nope. That was the best section to have the bell. Just fall down and take like half a minute to finally drive you into the spikes. You know, if that's not morbid, I don't know what is. And Kiki, thank you for those bits. Oh,
that's just that's just a death in a platformer game that's just downright mean too, kind of like in Donkey Kong Country. If you die near the top of a vertical level and then you have to fall all the way back to the bottom before you actually reload.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Well, in casual playthroughs. If you're racing, it's not so nice. Ooh. Mikan's taken a pretty strong hit right there. Yeah, now I kind of want to go and play the old, like, Atari Commodore 64 versions of Hunchback. Because if those were classics, I want to see what made them classics and, like, what was taken from those to put into this. Because it's possible that they just had certain mechanics at that time that worked well for Commodore 64, but did not translate to the newer systems. There are quite a few games like that. I mean, most people would not be too enthralled with a Pac-Man-esque these days, you know? Back then, they had so many maze games, just so many. Technically, Drelbs was a maze game.
Well, there was Pac-Man 2 for the Genesis.
See, they
Pretty amazing
innovated
game.
there, Quexel. Pac-Man 2 is just a weird experience. No! Mikans jumped on top of the cannonball and unfortunately blew up. Ooh, John got through the rope swing section, and he's got 5 lives.
Wonder if the game lets you have more lives than it can display, or if it just cruelly caps you at 5.
Yeah, John has really gotten good at this, I'd agree. He's figuring out some of the dumb moments. World record pace? I don't know if anyone's done a speedrun of this, so if John beats it, yeah, congrats, world record. If Mikans beats it, congrats, world record. I mean, it still is completely up in the air, depending on you know, how they do in the final stages. It definitely is still anyone's game. Yeah, and I'd suggest keep cheering people on. Make sure that you have excitement, because, you know, I know that Proton John is a little bit of the popular choice here. Mikans, though, has done extremely well in both this and the previous tournament, and it's been fantastic to watch both of them playing through this one.
Well, I can't find either a leaderboard or a speedrun video on YouTube for this, but I do see a long play that's an hour and 10 seconds.
So if you want a free world record, this is your game.
And I also like how searching for Super Hunchback speedrun on YouTube, one of the top 10 hits is a video from SGDQ 2017,
Wait,
Super
really?
Panga World by Dodecahedron.
Not quite Super Hunchback, but it's close. Mikans,
Yeah.
no! Yeah, I would not jump there. Oh. Okay, Mikans is just gonna ride across the ice platforms of terror. Is this really free world record? Yeah, sure. Sure it is. Okay, so Mikan's picked up an hourglass. If you haven't been noticing too much, the hourglasses extend the fuse at the bottom of the screen. That's essentially your timer here. Gosh, this game is rude. I don't believe Mikans has passed this level quite yet, so if they can get through the rest of this... No! No! How rude! If they can get through the rest of this stage,
I see John is on to the speed tech too, with like getting boosted forward by the swinging balls.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So good. Yeah, see? So everybody here, there could be interesting speed tech for a speed run.
Like, do you really need to ride this slow log all the way across, or can you just get like
that was a bonus
cleverly
section.
knocked across by those swinging balls?
We have just under 10 minutes left. It's a bonus section, so I don't think John really need to go complete it. Oh, he committed to that jump when the fireball was coming, and you couldn't even see the fireball, so there was no way to really dodge it. No, Mikans! Man, so many toasted buns. Honestly, I think that this is Mikan's last chance to make a comeback. So they've got to get through this stage. John is doing pretty well. Oh my gosh. That cannonball saving Proton John's life right there. He got a 1-up. I don't know if it actually counts as a 1-up if you already had 5 lives previously, but we'll find out in a little bit. Mikan! I love it. It's so good.
I would be missing Peggy by this point too if I were in Mikan's shoes.
Yeah, Mikan's definitely misses Peggy the Peach. No, I don't want to play this game. Watching it is enough. Okay, we've got the giant guillotines. That's like, you don't need a guillotine that big. Seriously, make it a little bit smaller, save on money. I mean, the neck isn't like that thick. You can get away saving on a little bit of money. Ooh,
maybe
John.
I don't know. Maybe whoever owns this prison got upsold pretty badly by their local guillotine salesman.
Yeah. Now we can go with the extra large guillotine. That's just an extra $5 or whatever money we use
Francs.
in this country. 5 what?
Francs.
Francs. 5 francs. Mikan's has an extra life, by the way. No! Falling down! That's a little bit nerve-wracking, but Mikan's is still making progress. It's possible. Proton John ending the bonus right away. I think that's the wise idea with only 6.5 minutes left.
That wasn't quite as good of a text as sorry no bonus, though.
I do like sorry no bonus.
No warp bonus doesn't quite cut it.
Oh no, John! The cannonball troll. Continue, no, continue, yes. It's a little bit sad that this game doesn't have any continues, but at the same time, it's short enough that it really doesn't need them. Yeah, Mikan's is in Stage 6. Stage 6 is the final stage. Proton John is there as well. So, it's definitely getting close to a race. Mikan's could take it away from John if they get through many of these sections, if they get some of the extra lives as well. It's definitely anyone's game. Okay, I feel like I'm holding my breath right now, Poexel. I need to stop that. It's just starting to get tense. And I'm not sure if this game should ever be this tense.
How many idle animations does this game have? Because now it looks like Quasimodo is chewing gum and whistling while riding in the cannonball.
That's where they spend all their budget. Just like, we need 50 idle animations for this game, okay? Nobody is gonna care about anything else other than the idle animations. Okay, John is in the climbing section. I believe this is the last stretch of the game. And Mikan's is getting close, but that cannonball, just watch out, Mikan's, because this is your last life. A death here would solidify John's win. But Mikan's has figured out some of the troll jumps here. That's great. Okay, Mikan's is through that screen, and I believe it's onto the climbing section. Same section that John is on, is that true? No, we've got one more screen before the climbing section. I was mistaken, everybody. No! And
No.
Mikan's. That is a game over. Proton John is through that level, and you know what? We're going to keep watching what John can do for the next 6 minutes or so, because we may be watching the world record of this game. I don't know. Mikan's, I'm so sad. You don't understand the HUD? It's a little bit confusing. Oh my gosh. Arrow following John. Actually, there are 9 stages according to Wikipedia and 6 according to Game FAQ, so I'm guessing that we're not going to see the end of this game. But keep going, John. We want to see how far this can go. Oh. Wow, we saw a lot more of this game today than I expected.
Is that a slow, localized snow cloud there that's chasing him now?
Yeah, those small games, or the small clouds. You want to watch out for them. Well, as John wraps up his playthrough here, I'm going to go ahead and switch.
I like how you can collect fruit as you're dying, too.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is a little bit trolly. So, we have just under 2 minutes left, and I believe John is either on stage 7 or 8. Oh my gosh, the music in the game was so bad. On the title screen it's just fine, but this music in stage is a pain. Yeah, it seems like John has really gotten the hang of this game. I did like putting on the Ritz, okay? That was a quality version. Wow, John just walking into the spike right there. No, the fire!
Oh,
and that's it. I'm calling time. Because there is no way either player is going to be able to make progress at this point. John, though, got through part of the snow level. Mikan's made it all the way to almost the end of stage 6. Proton John was on stage 7, I believe, and that is definitely an amazing match. Yeah, Proton John takes the victory there. Feel free to hop into voice. Come chat if you would like. I see Mikan's hopping here. Hello, Mikan.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How are you? Oh, I accidentally dragged Kate in.
Goodbye, Kate.
What's that?
I'm actually pretty upset because Peggy was actually a good game and controlled awesome, and then we got this heaping pile of crap.
Wait, what was wrong with this game? This game kicked ass! Yo, I want to speedrun this!
Wow,
Go
different
nuts.
opinions here. So, wait, why is there such a differing of opinions with Super Hunchback? What's going on?
Because I spent 40 minutes on that stupid jump with the rope.
Oh, the ice one?
Yeah,
that was probably the worst part.
I spent
honestly.
probably 40 minutes of my time there. Not even exaggerating at all.
Yeah.
Just
The fire
because-
jump with the 2 ropes also sucks because they can desync, so that was
Okay,
great.
that sounds pretty awful.
Just for
Well,
reference,
I,
both of you made more progress than the 2 players that we had the previous time that we had this game. So, congrats
Nice.
to you. They got stuck on the rope section. Couldn't pass it.
Well, after that, I didn't have any issue. I was plowing through that after I, actually got past it.
Oh, yeah.
So the game wasn't that difficult, I thought, except for that one specific instance.
Well,
And
just-
the HUD didn't really give off any information that I found useful.
What? Like, the HUD was pretty clear. The extra was for the extra lives. The hearts were your lives.
I
the score
figured-
combo was the bells.
I thought the numbers were how many lives I had.
Oh, no.
Because they increased every time I got all the bells. Every time I got the row of 5 bells, it went up by 1, so I figured getting 5 bells gives you an extra life. And then...
No, I think that's why the X was there, to show you it was a multiplier.
Well, that's... Yeah. I also don't put it past this game just to put an X there for no reason.
air. This is ocean.
It is
so.
ocean. But yeah, so John, why did you have fun with this game? Like, I fully understand Mikan's reasonings there.
I don't know. The physics seemed fine once you got used to it. The only issue I had was obviously the ice physics. And when you made a jump and then stopped moving for a second, you lost all your jump momentum, which messed me up during the ball and chain parts. But I don't know, like it was pretty straightforward. You can kind of jump on everything. The only thing that sucked was knowing when to avoid those insta-kill traps, like the fireball cannons.
Yeah, the fireballs. There were so many times that you just, both of you, I think, jumped and a fireball suddenly shows up there. There's no way to know. At least right now. Maybe if you do speedrun this, which you would be the first runner in the world, Mr. Proton John. There might be some
hour and 10-second long play.
I feel like if I had randomly gotten lucky and got that rope jump like my first or second try, I would have like breezed through it and not have any issues with the game. But it's really only that specific part I had a lot of trouble with.
You could have.
That was my game over the first time too.
Climb, though. And Proton John got a game over on the big climb at the end of stage 6. But then he was able to get past that. I was excited to see how you would do on that climb, Mikan, because there are a lot of extra lives there. It definitely gives you several chances to get through there, but it's tough.
Can we go back to like talking about Peggy? Because that game was actually pretty good.
You know, Mikan, I think that the reason... I'm pretty sure the reason it didn't work for you is because you have Windows 7, the intended operating system for Peggy the Peach. And it only works on Windows 10. Everybody else played on Windows 10.
I don't know, man. That says XP and Vista in the file name.
It definitely does.
I mean, yeah, it does.
Plus, on my old XP laptop would have been great.
I just love it. Oh. Well, Proton John, you will be moving on. Let me tell you, the next round for the losers bracket will be not another platformer, which means it's not going to be a platforming game. And I know that you excel with platformers. So,
crud.
Yeah, we'll
wait, it's not. Oh,
it's not
wait,
a platformer.
it's not. No, I thought it was Gauntlet round. It's not Gauntlet?
Not for the losers bracket.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you will be playing a game that's not a platformer. After that will come the Gauntlet for you. Yeah, the benefit as well as the terribleness of going to the losers bracket is that there are more rounds. So get excited.
Get hyped.
Yeah, that means more bad games because you lost. Mikans, I am sorry you are out of the tournament, but again, I'll buy up to $10 worth of games on Steam for you, as well as Fateful Findings. Just, if you do want that, send me your address. And
Ooh, I could marathon that with the other one, the Adam Sandler movie.
Jack and Jill?
Yeah, I was happy to have forgotten the name, but thanks.
Oh, I'll never forget.
Wait, were we supposed to get Jack and Jill for Kuso too?
Jack and Jill was for the original, I think.
What was the 2 prize? Was it just the Steam
Troll
game? 2. Troll 2. Oh, I didn't get Troll 2.
Wait, John, did you send
actually,
me your address?
I don't think I got my Steam credit either, actually.
Okay, John, well, you need to message
fishy.
me. I'll go back and figure out how much you won. John, you're making my life hard.
That's what I'm here for, Bro Sencha.
Well,
You made me play 2 games today.
I would have made you play 3 if I had the chance.
Next time, if I ever upgrade my PC, I want a rematch for Peggy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll play Peggy again. You were kicking my butt, though, on that one. I can tell you that much.
I don't even know.
I actually really like that game, even though it's visually scarring. I think it's a blast.
Did you ever find a way to go faster upwards? That was my main issue.
No,
or is there
I
no
did
way to
not.
go faster upwards? Oh.
I never did.
My
Oh,
chat
by
is
the way,
threatening me
there
for more
is a
terrible
Peggy the
games
Peach
tonight.
3. There are 3 games in the series, and the third one is in 3D.
Ooh.
And
I
it
don't
looks...
play either of them.
The graphics are about as good as the 2D versions. Like, honestly, I played it for a little while, and pretty much everybody got sick. Including me. I fully recommend it. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and let you to go. I'm going to do a little bit more Garfield, I think. A week of Garfield. It's been a blast so far. I'm close to beating it. I can feel it. It's within my grasp.
Last day of the week. You better hurry up.
What is it with you and comic strip games, Snoopy and Garfield?
I don't know, but a week of Garfield, it's so good. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, probably just like a 3 or 4 minute break. So, yeah, those who want to watch, go ahead and chill. John, are you going to keep streaming after this?
No, I'm going to take a break for a couple hours. I'm going to do my main stream tonight.
Sweet. What about you, Mikan?
I'm going to play good games.
Okay, so if you want to watch good games, go over to Mikan. Yeah, every once in a while you need like a cleanser, a time away from those.
Maybe a shower or two.
Well, cool. Thank you again, and Plexel, thank you for commentating with me. That was a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, and I'll see you all later, and I will keep the stream running. I'll be back in just a few.
Take care.
Mikan, I'll see you for the Peggy the Peach rematch.
Gotcha.
Good game.
I will. No.